We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson back here on the program, live on location at Upstate Karate. But obviously, Stephen's got this big fight coming up here against Darren Till at UFC Fight Night, 1:30 in Liverpool on May 27th. Stephen, how are you?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. Now, where did obviously we're catching you after a workout this morning. What were you doing this morning?
Oh man, we did five-minute rounds of just good hard training. We got, of course, you got Chris Watman back there walking away. He's in town, helping me out, helping me get ready for this fight. So just breaking the sweat, man, getting my lungs opened up, and man, I'm telling you what, I could go 10 5-minute rounds right now.
That's great. And
Feeling good.
And I know, of course, you're going to be going to New York later this week for the press conference. How do you sort of coordinate that with trying to keep on schedule with training?
You know what? This is something I've always done. You know, I've always stayed busy. I've always traveled. You know, I organize my training around my teaching classes. We got karate camp going on right now, so we'll be headed to the movie theater in a little bit. But you know what? It's just what I love to do, man. And you know, I consider my job teaching karate classes. You know, that's my job. So my training and stuff, I organize around that. So before I went into work today for karate camp, we got five-minute rounds in. We'll be training again tonight at 8 o'clock. During the week, we train. You know, some days it's 2 a day. Sometimes it's 3 times. But not every training session will be you know, intense. Some of it's just drilling skills, maybe fight studying our opponent, stuff like that. So, man, it's easy. I got good people around me to help me, you know, to help me out with this kind of stuff. You know, so I got a good crew to help me out. Makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, and how nice is it having Chris there? I know you guys really work well together, and obviously he's family, you know, with the relation and everything. So it must be nice having him there.
Oh, it's great. You know, my brother and his sister just had a baby.
Oh, awesome.
So
congrats, I should say to them, you know.
Thanks, man. So not only is he in town to help me out, but he's here to spend time with family and his new nephew. So it's great having him here. He ended up having surgery in his thumb several months back. It's not doing too well. He may have to go back under the needle, the scalpel again in a few weeks. But he's definitely helping me out get ready for this fight, especially with the wrestling. He's got great striking, which everybody underestimates him with his striking. And he's just a big 185er. I mean, he walks around over 225. And, you know, everybody's saying Darren Till is this big guy, but we're pretty much the same size. He may walk around heavier than me, but, I mean, he's not as heavy or as strong as Chris Watman.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I'm sure it's good for Chris because, you know, I'm sure he's kind of bummed out about this, you know, having the thumb injury. You're always in a good mood. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you frown or, you know, get upset or anything. So you probably add some positivity to his life.
Oh, man, yeah. And you know, being in South Carolina, it's like 75 degrees right now.
Oh, nice.
He's coming from New York City where it was snowing a few weeks ago. So it definitely lifts the spirits up whenever you come to a place like this. And it's very laid back, you know. Give him time just to rest and actually get some training in and stay in shape. Because, you know, after or going into surgery, you have faster healing time when you're in shape. So, yeah, man, he's getting work in and getting ready for this surgery coming up and helping me get.
The last time you and I spoke, obviously you were coming off that injury that you had in the last fight against Masvidal. How is everything? How you feeling these days? You seem like you're in a good mood, but that's par for the course with you.
You know what? Feeling great. I remember I was approached by the UFC to fight Darren Till directly after my Masvidal fight, and I wasn't really sure where my thumbs were and how injured they were. I ended up breaking both of them and ended up tearing a ligament in my right. So the doctor wanted to have surgery. So at the time, the fight wasn't on the table, man. Not for me, not for the healing time, and especially when they wanted me to fight him. I think they wanted me to fight him in Orlando, which wouldn't be ready for that. So, Seagull, sorry about that. So, you know, they're feeling good. They're healing up. And, you know, at the time, like, I didn't even know who Darren Till was, to be honest with you. So, and not until after he fought Cerrone. Like, he's faced 4 guys that I've never heard of. He beats 1 guy who's on a 3-fight losing streak. I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is. No, I'm not fighting. You know, I'm not fighting this guy. You know, I wanted to see where the welterweight division was going. You know, I wanted to know who Tyron was fighting next. I was ranked number 1. I tried to get that fight with RDA. That wasn't happening. And there was talk about an interim title. And I wanted to see if I was at the top of the list for that, which I wasn't. You know, you got 2 guys fighting for that here coming up, which kind of is disappointing. And you got the #1 contender fighting the #7 ranked guy. I'm not underestimating him at all. I know he's tough. It just doesn't make sense. You know, I don't think the UFC is just going by the rankings anymore. It's just about, you know, the entertaining fights, I think. But, you know, I'm excited about this fight. I've never been to Liverpool. I fought in enemy territory before. So, you know, fighting Warren McDonald in Ottawa. But I hear the Liverpool fans are above and beyond what the Canadian fans are. You know, they really are passionate about their fighters. So I'm prepared for that. You know, I'm going to go out there with smiles on my face, and I'm going to do work, man. I'm not going to take this guy lightly whatsoever, but I'm ready, man. And I'm excited because it's another stand-up fighter. Most of the guys that I face in the 170 division have been wrestlers. And that's why another reason why I was excited about the Masvidal, because he's mostly notorious, known for his stand-up. And so is Darren Till. So I'm excited, man.
Do you feel like Till deserves this fight? And you talked about some of the intangibles in it, but I mean, if you look at his sort of his notable win, it was Cerrone, and you mentioned he was on a bit of a losing streak. Is it a bit surprising that they presented that matchup to you?
Yeah, I mean, it was, if you're going by the rankings, you know. But I understand they're trying to hit that market out there in Liverpool, which is understandable. And he's from there. He's a big talker. He's 16-0. I mean, he's undefeated. So there you go. That's why one of the reasons. I mean, if you're in the UFC, it doesn't matter if you're at the bottom of the rankings or at the top. You have the potential to lose to any one of them. To any one of them, you know. So, man, I'm training as if this guy is the champion. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed at first. Like, man, you know, why did they have me fighting the #7 guy? I just fought the #4 guy, beat him. I could have knocked him out if I didn't broke my thumbs. I felt like if I didn't have injured my thumbs early in the second, I could have finished Masvidal. But, you know, I ended up beating him, and now they want me to go back even farther and fight the #7 guy. You know, coming up in the rankings, when I was coming up, I was ranked #2. I had to fight the #1 contender to fight for the title. And, it's not that way anymore, you know? So it is what it is, man. It's politics, but I'm a fighter, and I'm ready to go out there and do battle.
With the fact that this is your first fight outside of North America and there is a bit of a time change, do you sort of have to adjust, you know, when you get out there and everything like that? Is that something you've thought of yet as far as, you know, getting acclimatized? I know the weather's not different. The time, I think it's 5 hours ahead, so you might have to plan things out a little bit differently.
Yeah, yeah, it's really not that big of a difference. I mean, 5 hours is really nothing to me. I mean, we're going to go out there, I think, 2 days of when the UFC usually brings us out. They usually bring us out, fly us out on a Tuesday. We're going to get out there 2 days before, just to get acclimated. We're fighting on a Sunday, I believe, so which I've done before. I fought Ellenberger on a Sunday. So, yeah, we're going to go out there and get acclimated a few days early.
And you talked a little bit about training camp there, obviously working with Chris Weidman. Who are some of the other guys? I imagine, you know, Carl Reed, guys like that are sort of really pushing you.
Oh, big time. And I've got really long guys. And not just great strikers, but they're big dudes, you know, and they're fast, they're explosive. And that's most of the guys that I train with, you know, are big guys. My buddy John Sweeney, who's a phenomenal wrestler, and he's very quick. So he gives me that speed as well. You got Carl Reed, you got Chris Weidman, obviously, Amber Lynn. I spar with everybody, to be honest with you. Our amateur and pro team, it consists of, you know, little 11-year-olds all the way up to guys my age. You know, I think I'm like the oldest guy in our group, you know, being 35. But I spar everybody. And everybody, if one guy has a fight, everybody trains as if they have a fight. So Carl Reed's helping me out. I mean, even the 11-year-olds, I get out there and I just work my head movement. You know, they're trying to take my head off. I'm sitting working my head movement. So everybody helps me get ready, man. And we're one big happy family here, and everybody's excited. And which is what cool about our gym, which I love. I've been to a lot of other gyms where it's about me. It's all about the fighter. It's about me. It's a very selfish environment, you know. Which this sport, everybody does see you fighting out there, but it's not just you to help you get there. If it wasn't for your team, you wouldn't be out there, you know, to begin with. So, you know, my buddy Cody Wilson, he just fought not too long ago. He's a pro 170 as well. He's helping me get ready for this fight. Big, tall welterweight. You know, he had a fight a week ago, and then 3 days later, he's back in the gym helping me get ready. So that's what's so cool about my team. I got this guy right here, Sweet T. My younger brother Tony, he's helping me get ready. He's trying, man. He's like 280 pounds. He's fast. He moves like me, but he's huge. You know what I mean? He's massive. He's got legs like tree trunks. So he's helping me get ready for this as well.
That's good. And I guess the plan is to stay back at Upstate Karate and not like you're not going to go to New York and train, or you're just going to stay at home.
We'll see. That is in the works right now. I'll probably end up going up just to spend a little bit more time up there in New York, get different looks. You know, sometimes when you're in a gym, you can kind of get acclimated to everybody, and just to get a fresh look, you want to go somewhere, go to a gym that you feel comfortable with. And we actually can, kind of push our guys to go do that. You know, my buddy Carl Reed goes up to Jersey. Sweeney goes up to Jersey, spars with just different guys, get a different look. So yeah, I'll probably end up going up there and spending some more time with Chris and the family.
And as far as your weight cut, are you still working with Perfecting Athletes, or are you doing your own thing now?
You know what? I love Perfecting Athletes. They've done wonders with me. But I think this time being in Liverpool, we're going with a different crew just to see how it goes, try them out. But the ladies have always been there for me, and we're definitely probably end up using them in the future. But we're trying something a little bit different with my weight cut. And over there in Liverpool, we have some guys already set there at base to kind of help us out there.
Okay, interesting. Because I was just wondering if maybe you would work with like a Tyler Minton, because I know Weidman was working with him for his last fight.
Yeah, you know what? And me and Tyler Minton tried out for the Ultimate Fighter together.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
We did. We tried out for the Ultimate Fighter together for the 170 division, and we both made it all the way to the interviews, and they ended up going with the other weight class, like the 145s, I think. So it was pretty cool. I've known Tyler Minton for a while now, especially when I was not in the UFC yet, kind of coming up in the promotion. He was fighting as well. Super nice guy. I know Chris liked him a lot. But yeah, maybe, man, he might be out there. So we'll see but I know we've got some guys, Paradigm said they got some guys out there who are really good, already set base there. They're going to help us out since they're already there.
How do you see this fight playing out on May 27th?
Man, every time I visualize a fight, I visualize me. I don't see how I win it yet. I only visualize my hand being raised at the end of the fight, because I don't like predicting knockouts, because, when you get in that mindset of actually going out there knocking somebody out. See, buddy, my man Sweeney right here says, "What's up?" Come, bro. You end up going out there looking for the knockout, or trying really hard to knock your opponent out. Next thing you know, it doesn't happen, or you wear yourself out trying to, and when it doesn't happen, it kind of defeats you mentally. It's like, man, why is it not working, So I go out there and just let it happen. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm ready for a 5-minute round war. And that's what gives me confidence. Is if I got the cardio to go out there, you go nonstop for 5-minute rounds, man. I mean, there's nobody stopping me.
Where do you feel like a win over Till puts you? Because he's an undefeated prospect, and I would imagine that's going to propel you, close to a title shot, if not a title shot after this.
That's the plan. That's the plan. Going out there, depending on how I finish this guy, in what kind of fashion, will just tell. I don't think it will put me in. I think I'll still be ranked #1, but it will tell the UFC and everybody that I'm here to stay. There's nobody going to come up, and I know Tyron is considering me his gatekeeper, but I look at that as a compliment. I think he knows as well that there's nobody else in the division. He's going to be facing me again.
Okay, fair enough. No thoughts of ever going up to 85 at all? I guess not, because your buddy Chris Weidman's there.
Well, the thing is that I'm not a big 170. I'm not a big welterweight, to be honest with you. Robert Whitaker was walking around about 220, and he would drop down to 170. I got a buddy of mine who was out there and trained when Robert Whitaker was training at TriStar, and he said he was just walking around huge. And so I walk around about 190 is the heaviest I get. And in fight camp, I walk around about 185, but that's where I feel fast. That's where I feel the strongest. So I don't see myself moving up to 185. If I did, man, it was going to take some work, and the money would have to be there. You know what I mean?
Right. No, for sure.
Oh, man, for me to go up there and face those guys, because those guys are dangerous. Because they're still fast. I mean, they're still very close to my weight class. They're still fast and just strong, man. It's just another level of strength. When I wrestle with Chris, I'm like, what am I even doing out here with this guy? I mean, he's that freaking strong. He grabs my wrist, and I feel like I'm 5. I can't get away. So, yeah, it'd be difficult.
You watching any TV right now, any Netflix, anything like that getting you through training camp?
Man, Netflix. Actually, I'm a huge anime fan.
Oh, cool.
I'm huge anime. I just finished watching One Punch Man. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
I haven't, but I'll check it out after this, because I trust your judgment.
He is one of those overly powered characters, kind of like Goku in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super. I'm watching that. It's done like right now. I've finished it. And yeah, man, I just saw the movie Ready Player One. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Really solid movie. Can't wait for the Avengers to come out too. I'm like going back and watching all the Avengers movie because you got the new one coming out, Infinity Wars. So I'm kind of going through all of them, and hopefully it will finish right on when that movie comes back out. I'm a huge movie buff.
And last question for you here. Obviously, you're going to Brooklyn as part of that press conference, like I mentioned off the top. What am I going to find you doing on the airplane? What do you like doing to pass the time? Are you trying to sleep? Are you listening to a podcast? What would I find you doing?
Me, I'm watching movies, man.
Okay.
Action-packed movies. It kind of fires me up. Getting ready for this thing. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's training session. If I'm going up there just for media, I like to get in that fight mode. Still, I kind of consider it as me going out there and fighting, you know, and going out there and just kind of dominating whatever I'm doing. So I'm watching something that just kind of fires me up. So I'll be watching movies, probably listening to some music, my Spotify, which is Wonderboy 171. If you guys want to follow some of the music that I listen to, I've got I listen to everything. My dad's listen to oldies. I listen to oldies. Elvis Presley, huge Elvis Presley fan. My mom listens to country, love country, EDM, electric dance music. It's fun, man. I listen to everything.
And this is always fun, man. I always enjoy talking to you, Steven. Always so positive, and I appreciate the time as always. I know, like I said, you got a lot of media stuff going on these days. Just to remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, sir.
Well, I would like to thank this guy, Chris Weidman, for coming out. He's drinking some water right now. He's making the face. Coming out and helping me out with this camp. You can follow me as Wonderboy MMA on Instagram and Twitter. And where can they follow you, sir?
Chris Weidman.
Chris Weidman.
Weidman. I just come for the advertising. That's it. I'm out. Peace.